When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group.
I wasn't originally planning on making this video. I think that, like a lot of people, when I finally grasped what had actually just happened, I was angry and sad. It wasn't really something I wanted to talk about here. We try to keep things light, keep things funny, educational. But it's become clear to me that there's certain things that I need to talk about. Certain things that pertain to me and my campaign, the idea of a recreation video or something like that, and other things I just feel led to use this platform to say. But first, Charlie Kirk. Charlie's the founder of Turning Point USA, which is a group that forms chapters on college campuses around the country, really helps college students get a voice. Oftentimes, college campuses can kind of feel like a one-sided echo chamber, and Turning Point did a lot to help young conservatives really feel comfortable expressing their political beliefs. Anyhow, the founder, Charlie Kirk, was well known for speaking on college campuses and hosting debates, things like that, using dialogue to reach this generation of American college students and giving them the resources to get active in their own communities. Fun fact, when I was in college, as brief of a stint as that was, I actually phone banked for Turning Point USA. They really helped me get involved in something that I believed in, but I really didn't know where to start. So I can credit Turning Point with giving me that start when I was young and didn't know where to go. But the founder, Charlie Kirk, was well known for being a principled conservative, a man of God, and most importantly, willing to engage in dialogue, to talk to anyone and respectfully debate the issues. Not with hatred, but with facts and, frankly, more compassion than I think I'm capable of. He was also a husband and the father of two very, very young children. And a couple of days ago, on September 10th, in the middle of answering somebody's question at Utah Valley University, Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck by a .30-06 and was essentially instantly killed. They disagreed with what he had to say. They couldn't find a way to silence him, so they killed him.
The conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck during an event at Utah Valley University earlier this afternoon.
Ever since, I feel like there's kind of been a dark cloud around a lot of us. Now, I'm not going to go out here and pretend that me and Charlie were super close, because, we really weren't. But I do have some very good friends who were. One of them, who I called immediately after, told me that, quote, Charlie Kirk saved my life. Nobody that I know that knew him had something bad to say. You go to some of these conservative events and you see people that talk about God and they talk about their principles and they talk a big game on stage. And, sometimes when the cameras are off and the lights are out, you can see them not really living by those principles, I guess is a polite way to put it. Charlie wasn't that guy. From what I can tell, having been there and done that at a lot of these places, Charlie was one of the ones that he really lived. He talked the talk and walked the walk. He really embodied what he talked about. And that's more rare than I guess it should be. Now, this was obviously a horrible thing, and I would hope most reasonable people can agree that killing somebody for having a different opinion is objectively wrong. I mean, you always have your crazies on both sides, but I would like to think that most reasonable people could agree that killing someone for speech is wrong, except that's not what happened. Social media got flooded by people on the left saying, oh, he deserved it, he had it coming, it's about time, I don't know what took so long. The prevailing opinion of the left was that they were happy that this happened. Now, before you say it, it's not just Reddit, it's not just Twitter, it's not just social media. So about 30 minutes after all this happened, me and Cody decided to meet up and grab some lunch, talk about all the stuff that was going on. A table next to us had these two guys that you can probably guess their political persuasion. I got to overhear their reaction to learning Charlie had been shot in real time. Immediately, they started laughing and celebrating. One of them even said, this quote is burned into my mind now, "That'll wipe that smug smile off his face." I like to consider myself a pretty calm and measured person, I try to keep my emotions in check. That made me physically angry. I mean, regardless of your political beliefs, how can you applaud a 31-year-old father being killed because you disagree with what he says. And for those of you out there that might have a problem with Charlie, let me be very clear. Charlie was not a radical by any means. He was a peaceful, I would say pretty mild-mannered, traditional conservative. He didn't hate anyone no matter where they were coming from. He didn't spew hate. He just asked questions and engaged in dialogue. You might not agree with what he said, and that's fine, but at no point was he trying to sow the seeds of hatred. And if you think otherwise, I'd be willing to bet you really haven't watched any of his stuff. And if you want to hate me or unsubscribe from me because of this video, you're more than welcome to. Honestly, I probably won't miss you because, frankly, if I was killed tomorrow, you'd probably be right there celebrating too. But the truth is, Charlie was not an extremist. Hell, I'm probably an extremist compared to Charlie. If anything, when it comes to, the boundaries of the right wing, I would probably say he's a principled moderate. But what's become unfortunately clear to me over this last couple of days is that the radical left, or I don't know how to group those people together, whatever label makes sense, I guess, in that regard, they don't care about who you really are. They do not wish to know you. They have an idea built about you in their own heads, and that's who they hate. Not who you really are, but the version of you that they've built in their heads that they have deemed worthy of killing. And the scary part about that is Charlie's beliefs aligned with roughly, obviously not all of his beliefs, but I would say it aligned with roughly half the country. And a large part of the other half seems to think that it is not only okay, but an actively good thing that people who believe that get killed. Call me naive or optimistic, but that was the part about this whole thing that shocked me the most. The sheer volume of people in this country who think that Charlie, me, or people that believe what we do should be killed because of the beliefs we hold. Or at least would celebrate if somebody else killed us for them. We have a First Amendment right in this country. We have freedom of speech, which is protected by the Constitution, and nobody should be killed for speech. I mean, on the flip side, people have a right to say that they hate Charlie Kirk, and I may not agree with that, but they have a right to say it. But I'm also allowed to read the tea leaves as to what it says about this country when people celebrate the fact that he was murdered in front of his wife and children. I don't know, I don't want to be overly dramatic, but I feel like we just woke up in a different country after all this. A lot of people are starting to wake up to the idea that these people hate you and they want you dead.
You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers and murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude.
When your enemy tells you who they are, believe them. But it's sad. It's not the America that our forefathers built. It's not the America that generations of better men have died for. But if you think that killing an innocent man is going to silence us, or you think that this is doing anything other than lighting a fire in millions of Americans, you got another thing coming. Before we go too deep down that side of things, there are a couple of things I did want to address. For one, the last couple of days, I've gotten hundreds, if not thousands, of comments, DMs, whatever, people that are asking me, am I going to do an assassination recreation video on this? For those who don't know, that's something that we do on the channel, mostly historic assassinations, things that have conspiracy theories around them, whatever. But the amount of people that asked for this one in particular, especially as crassly as they did, was sickening to me. So let me be overwhelmingly clear on this. The answer is no. No, I will not. I knew the answer was no right out the gate, but I thought about it for quite some time, and I came up with three main reasons why. Number one, most obviously, is that it would be in horrifically bad taste. A 31-year-old father of two hasn't even been buried yet, and to do that would be disgusting. Number two is usually in the past when we're doing these assassination recreation videos, we're usually discussing or dispelling conspiracy theories, learning historical context, exploring history in an engaging way, or even for more recent stuff like the Shinzo Abe assassination. We focused on the gun control implications and rebuilding the homemade pipe gun, and how that was possible instead of recreating the actual assassination itself. Even for the United Healthcare CEO video, we were addressing media speculation about the gun itself. We didn't use a dummy for the target, we just attempted to show the correct weapon that was used. When it comes to that stuff, there's just frankly nothing about this that I want to talk about. There are some stuff going around about, the round potentially deflecting off the plate, etc. I don't have enough details to make a video that is any more insightful than what you could probably intuit online. I don't have any more information that would make that valuable. And frankly, I don't want to. I love what I do, and I don't want to do that. And third, for the first time in any of this, we have extremely high quality video from multiple angles, including a couple of very, very graphic close-ups. There's nothing I have to fucking add to that. It's all just, to recreate that is just fucking gore porn. If you want to see what happened, the videos are out there. We all saw what happened in graphic fucking detail. I've seen the videos dozens of times, and I'm tired. I'm just tired. The other thing I've gotten a lot of is asking about the campaign trail. In light of this, will we continue to be doing public events? Will we still be doing rallies? Stuff like that. The answer is we will absolutely not cancel a single fucking thing. These cowards want to silence us, and the absolute last thing we can do is let them win. I will not be canceling any events, and in fact, I'm looking forward to adding even more than we originally planned. Obviously, safety is a concern, one we will take into account going forward, but we can't allow evil to prosper because we're afraid. Backing down is not only not the right thing to do, it's not what Charlie would have done, and it's not what I'm going to do. It's kind of funny. I've been thinking about this topic a lot over the last couple of days. One of the things that keeps jumping out to me is the dark irony of the name Turning Point. Over 10 years ago, when Charlie started TPUSA, and before it grew into probably, I would say, the biggest young conservative group in the entire country, he decided to name it Turning Point because he believed the youth of this country would be the turning point. He had no way of knowing the foreshadowing behind that name, that it would actually end up being his death that would be the turning point. I guess I bring that up to say this. I know things feel dark right now. We're all feeling a lot of things, and there doesn't seem to be an obvious direction to put that emotion. But we have to take this anger, this righteous anger, and this sadness, whatever else we might be feeling, and just turn it into resolve. We will go the extra mile, not only to not be silenced, but to be louder, to be bolder in our beliefs than ever before. We have to be the ones to pick up the microphone that Charlie dropped. I know that's what I plan to do. And I hope that some of you out there are willing to carry the weight of that responsibility with me. Here's the last thing I'll leave you with. The last time I saw Charlie, we were at a party in DC right before the inauguration. Charlie was a few feet away from me, and he was in a group of, let's say, high-profile people. And I thought about going over there and talking with him for a little bit. I didn't, because I thought, man, these guys are way out of my league. I'll wait and I'll talk to him about some of this stuff later. So I walked away. I never imagined that would be the last time I would ever see Charlie. I've been thinking about that moment a lot. And if I can leave you with anything, it's don't miss an opportunity to talk to people in your life that matter to you. You'll never know when it's the last time. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
How do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.